In the mesmerizing sci-fi film Ad Astra, astronaut Roy McBride finds himself in awe. He's gazing upon the breathtaking Earth from atop a colossal space tower. An unexpected event kicks McBride off the antenna and sends him into the abyss. And just when it seems all is lost, a parachute emerges. It's slowing its descent and granting him a new chance on life. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but you might be wondering, could such a tower ever become a reality? Could we create a structure that reaches space? Actually, yes you can. So let's dive into the realms of this possibility. First, let's address the height hurdle. Drawing a clear line where Earth ends and space begins is kind of tricky. However, most scientists agree that the elusive boundary lies somewhere between 50 to 60 miles above the Earth. Sadly, stacking up a column to space, like some kind of Lego tower, is a recipe for disaster. Do you remember this childhood tragedy? The wobbly Lego tower crashing under its own weight, scattering bricks in every direction. And if this is a disaster for a child, then imagine what it would be like on a large scale. So, building a spindly tower isn't the way to go. Instead, we need to think creatively. For example, how about constructing a majestic pyramid to the stars? We already know that pyramids can stand for millennia. A strong base, narrowing to the top, it's exactly what we need, right? But curb your enthusiasm. Even if we miraculously fashioned a pyramid that soared to the skies, there's a problem. Our humble Earth wouldn't appreciate the burden of supporting such a massive structure. Let's take a look at the layers of our Earth. We'll try peeling back the surface like an onion. First, we have the crust. It's like a thin, crispy layer covering the planet, averaging around 17 miles deep. It's where we build our cities, hike majestic mountains, and dig for hidden treasures. And under that, we have the mantle, a hot and dynamic layer. It's where swirling currents and rock dance their fiery tango. Here's where things get interesting. If we were to build an enormously tall pyramid that reached space, the weight of that pyramid would push down on the Earth's surface. And because the crust and mantle are not super strong, they would start to sink under all that pressure. All this would create a kind of dip or ditch in the surface. Now, imagine this is happening over a very long time. We're talking thousands of years. The relentless weight of the tower would keep pushing down, causing the Earth's surface to sink even deeper and deeper. Not a very pretty sight, right? Oh, and don't forget the most important part. The Earth's mantle is a powerhouse of geological activity. It's responsible for earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the majestic movement of tectonic plates. So, you can guess what would happen if we disrupted it, especially with a huge pyramid. This could lead to some serious disasters. So, while it might seem cool to have an impossibly tall structure, we have to consider the limits of our planet. But hey, that's why scientists are always coming up with new and creative ideas. So physicists have cooked up an alternative solution, one that flips the tower concept on its head, a ribbon. Yep, that's right. Imagine a ribbon gracefully floating in Earth's orbit, its end dancing down to the surface. So instead of blasting off in rockets, explorers could just scale this thread. This crazy concept is known as the space elevator. It's not very new. One visionary scientist came up with this idea way back in the 1800s. Since then, this incredible notion has weaved its way into countless sci-fi tales and movies. But here's the twist. Some scientists are taking this idea seriously. Although this elevator would have to be a bit longer than 60 miles, more like 60,000 miles. Yeah, you heard that right. It would stretch a quarter of the distance from Earth's surface to the moon. Talk about reaching for the stars. Now imagine a gigantic ribbon gracefully circling our planet like an acrobat. At one end of this ribbon, it remains perfectly still, positioned in orbit above the same spot on Earth. It's like watching a magical trick with a rock tied to a string. And just as the rock on the string experiences a force that pulls it outward, the space elevator would defy gravity, staying suspended. But the excitement continues. There's also a weighty companion at the far end of this incredible elevator. Its important job is to maintain the elevator's stability and strength. It ensures that the elevator stays tight and secure. Although whether we need this counterweight or not depends on how heavy and long the rope is. It's all about finding the perfect balance. Now, all this may sound like a crazy and maybe even useless idea, but you'll be surprised when you hear about its benefits. Right now, the International Space Elevator Consortium is working tirelessly to make this a reality. Why? Because a space elevator has the power to completely revolutionize space travel, making it easier and more affordable than ever before. Sending a tiny pound of cargo to the moon today costs an astronomical $10,000. But if we had a space elevator, the cost could drop drastically to a mere $100 per pound. Suddenly, exploring space and transporting goods becomes much more accessible to everyone. It's like unlocking a whole new universe of possibilities. Now picture this. You hop onto a vehicle called a climber, ready to leave the Earth behind. This climber attaches itself to a ribbon, grabbing hold with wheels or belts, just like a high-tech treadmill. Now you're on a vertical railroad, ready for the great experience. As the climber starts his ascent, you barely feel a thing. It's a smooth and gentle ride, much like a regular elevator. But here's where the magic happens. If you look out of the window, the anchor station, the point where the ribbon connects to Earth, slowly disappears from sight. The adventure truly begins. The climber picks up speed, racing through the ribbon at an incredible velocity. Imagine traveling at a mind-boggling 100 to 200 miles per hour. The view outside transforms before your eyes, from mesmerizing clouds and lightning to witnessing the majestic curvature of our planet. You'll even pass the International Space Station, waving at fellow space explorers as you zoom past. But guess what? The fun doesn't end there. See, the way the elevator's end swings around creates a mind-bending opportunity. It can fling you toward distant worlds like a space slingshot. Letting go at the right moment could propel you to incredible destinations like the moon, Mars, or even mighty Jupiter. As you can see, with a space elevator, the universe becomes your playground, with endless possibilities for exploration and adventure. The biggest hurdle would be the length of the tether, more than 60,000 miles of sheer engineering marvel. So it must possess incredible strength to withstand the gravitational and centrifugal forces at play. Ordinary steel won't do the trick. Our idea would require an unimaginable amount of it. But fear not, the ingenious physicists have turned to a superhero material, carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes are like tiny rolled-up chain-link fences. Only instead of wire, they're made entirely of carbon atoms. These microscopic wonders are among the strongest materials known to humanity, boosting remarkable strength-to-weight ratios. They're lightweight powerhouses. Researchers have already crafted fibers, cables, and ribbons from carbon nanotubes. They hold immense potential. In 2018, scientists made them more stronger than steel. There's only one little challenge left: to create lengths reaching tens of thousands of miles. Also, the material isn't the only concern with our ribbon. Its strength is also influenced by its weaving and the presence of any defects. And even if we conquer these challenges, the space elevator must brave lightning strikes and dodging space debris. What an obstacle course, huh? So yeah, there's still a long way to go. But remember, many things once deemed science fiction have transformed into science fact. The future is full of surprises, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be riding the space elevator, ascending to the stars and beyond. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends.